What's up, Close enough. Bakudeku Chud Squad. Good morning. Good night.
Good evening.
Close enough.
We are back after our month-long hiatus.
Hiatus is a fancy word to put it. We've just been chud for a month.
You've been Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, this is Hugs and the Unexpected Gateway Drug by StevieBanks. This fic is on AO3. We'll leave the link in the description. Go support the author. Oh, I guess we will not be
Close enough.
You can go find it, though. Here's the summary. Hug your family members and record the reaction challenge. I don't really have any family members aside from my mom, though. And we live in the dorms, Izuku questioned, tilting his head.
Ochako just bats her big brown eyes at him.
Well, yeah, but you and Bakugo grew up together, right? You can just hug him while recording his reaction. Easy day.
Right, because hugging Kachan, of all people, is so easy.
Or Izuku participates in the Hug Your Family Members and Get the Reaction challenge, except he keeps doing it, and Katsuki gradually just lets him, until miscommunication is made and they have to talk about their feelings.
This is just chaos, fluffy, sweet class when I Shigan.
Shenanigans?
Shut up.
Close enough.
Chapter 1, Hugs. And this is a Bakudeku fic, but it'll also have, a multi-ship premise.
Lots of ships. If you want a little, it's Ida, Mina, Kiriocha, Serotsu, and Totokami, and then maybe Toko Yuga, and then Bakudeku and Jiro.
Who the fuck's Togo Yuga?
I don't know.
Fuck.
I have no idea.
I am
extras.
Ew.
Okay, continue.
Okay, we're getting started now. I'm taking this seriously.
We're locked.
And if you stay this far, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Subscribe if you want more and comment. Comment and support us.
We will be posting more regularly. I know we have been failing, but we will try to get one out at least every week. Yeah, like every week.
Pretty much.
Even if we have to record in the school bathroom, we will get it to you.
We will get it there.
Okay. Notes are like quicksand to Izuku. Once his pen is gripped between his fingers, sprawling across the paper, he just can't stop.
The notes fill out with ideas of class, new quirk ideas, quirk theories, his classmates' quirks, his teachers' quirks, quirk-enhancing gear ideas, and anything and everything quirk or hero-related.
Which is probably why he didn't notice Izuku and Mina in his dorm room that one fateful day. On his bed, just hanging out, at least until one of their phones ended up blasting a video at full volume.
Ah, holy frick! Izuku had gasped, clutching his chest and turning around hard enough. The chair almost snapped in half.
Sorry, we didn't mean to interrupt you. Ochako had quickly apologized, waving her hands.
Mina turned the volume on her phone down. My bad, boo.
Hi, Izuku tried.
Hey.
Hello.
So, did you need something? He asks, twirling his hands together.
Yes. Why don't you ever watch the videos I send you? Ochako asked. Immediately, her hands were on her hips.
And that's how he ended up with a TikTok account, which is also how he ended up roped into their shenanigans, trends, challenges, and weird dances.
It's no surprise when he, Ochako, and Shoto are sprawled out on Sue's dorm floor, and somebody brings up another semi-viral challenge nearly 2 weeks later.
Hug your family members and record their reaction challenge. I don't really have any family members aside from my mom, though, and we live in the dorms? Izuku questions, tilting his head. Ochako just bats her big brown eyes at him. Well, yeah, but you and Bakugo grew up together, right? You can just hug him while recording his reaction. Easy day.
Right, because hugging Kachan of people is so easy.
I'll pass, Izuku winces.
What? Come on, even Shoto did it.
Shoto nods in confirmation. I hugged my sister, brother, and mom. I hugged my dad too, but it was only to steal his wallet.
Shoto! Izuku gasps.
It was for a good cause. Shoto simply nods.
He used one of Endeavor's credit cards to buy the dorm sushi, Shu adds from her bed.
You Izuku begins, half wailing. I ate that sushi. I am a criminal.
A cute one. Ochako adds, anywho, it's really fun. We can just make it a classmate or friend thing. I'll hug Enjiro first, and then you can hug Bakugo.
Ejiro, Tsu ribbits with a mischievous smile at the use of the redhead's first name.
Ochako waves her off dismissively. Unimportant.
When I hugged my mom, she patted my head. My sister cried. My brother started trying to run away, but I RKO'd him on the couch, Shoto says with a monotone voice, muffled through a cheek full of popcorn.
My siblings always hug me, so it wasn't as funny. She shrugs. Painting her toenails yellow.
Ochako, Izuku starts squinting at the brunette suspiciously. Do you just want me to hug Kachan so you can hug Kirishima?
A bright blush dusts her cheeks as Ochako stutters out an accuse. No, I could hug Kirishima anytime. It'll be fun. Please. She smiles, clapping her hands together.
I'm gonna get a howitzer blast to the face, Izuku scoffs, flopping back against Shoto's legs.
Shoto jumped forward, knocking Izuku's legs off with an oomph. I have an idea. It can be Deku Squad versus Baku Squad. I'll hug Kirishima. You hug
Kaminar.
Oh. I'll hug Kirishima. Just read it.
I'll hug Kaminari, you hug Bakugo, Tsu can hug Sero, Ochako can hug Kirishima, and we can get Ida to hug Ashido. We'll get a video of all the reactions at once.
Okay, but why?
'Cause it'll be fun! A harmless prank of sorts. Harmless for everybody but himself, sure. I would also like to hear everybody's reactions, Shoto answers, looking into the popcorn bowl like it holds the eighth wonder of the world. The door swings open gently. Ida steps over the threshold with a tray of mugs. I am back with refreshments. Tenya, would you hug Ashido? Shoto asks immediately. Ida's face morphs into one of surprised concern. Yes, of course. Is she in need of consoling or comfort? He asks, already about to bolt out of the door once the tray is sat on the table in the center of Sue's room. No, not right now. Just in general. Without reason. Would you hug her?
What? Well, if she was welcome to that sort of spontaneous affection, then yes.
That settles it. Ochako claps her hands.
What? No, that does not settle it.
Okay, I have an offer, Ochako says, looking suddenly very professional in her pink grapefruit printed pajamas.
Izuku raises his right elbow, raises. I'm listening. Half an hour worth of quirk experimentation. You can't bribe me like that. He defends himself diligently.
1.5 hour worth of quirk experimentation, and she starts with a firm gaze. We can watch an all-night movie when it's my turn to pick on this weekend's movie night.
Quirk experimentation, including questions and a full walkthrough of your hero suit and gear. And you get me Gunshot's autograph. He counters, knowing her third internship will be this summer.
Done, Ochako says, holding out her hand, which Izuku eagerly takes.
Pleasure doing business with you.
I request to be filled in on what I missed in my absence, Ida asks with mild concern.
Okay, here's the plan.
Should we be done?
No, we haven't finished the chapter
That's
yet.
part what?
No.
No! What the hell?
Just read it.
One entirely too short of
You're
a
not
day later.
dyslexic, bro.
And Izuku finds himself sneaking into the kitchen right behind Ochako, Tsu, and Shoto. Ida walks
Reads
behind
like one paragraph because we be done.
Ida walks behind him, confident and tall. Izuku wills away his nerves, the nerves, with the power of the All Might theme song in his head.
Katsuki Lock it.
Oh my god, lock.
Okay. Queen never cry. Okay.
Pause.
No. Katsuki stands at the stove top, mixing and sautéing something that makes Izuku's mouth water. Andrew leans against.
Gonna be watering.
This is PG-13. Izuku leans against the kitchen counter across from it. Sero stands in the corner, slightly sweating from a recent workout, and Mina and Kirishima are arguing over something that a gossip magazine related to each other on the island countertop.
Okay, you ready, Toru? Ochako asks.
Yep, already recording.
Oh god, okay, this is happening. Just don't get killed. Easy enough, right?
Right.
Hi guys! Ochako starts out, easy, casual, and without hidden motives.
Hey! Andrea waves. Katsuki doesn't even look over his shoulder, but for some reason that eases the tiniest bit of Izuku's worries.
This is like a sneak attack, a fun little game of one-way tag.
Yeah, that's it.
Ochako goes first, as planned. She just waltzes right up to the redhead and holds her arms out with an innocent smile.
Say less, Andrea only chuckles. Holding out his arms too, Ochako gets squished against his chest and arms like a bug in a fly trap.
Excuse us, Ida says, followed by Shoto.
To Kaminari's credit, he doesn't short-circuit anything other than the battery-powered fidget toy in his hands. Mina goes shocked still for only half a second before wrapping her arms around Tenya too.
Aw, you're so sweet, she coos, getting a blush from Ida.
I hope this isn't a bother, he asked through a wheeze of air is squeezed from his lungs.
Absolutely not. You can hug me anytime, handsome.
Am I dreaming? I think I'm dreaming. Are we having a proper bro?
Are they hugging? Okay, continue.
Okay. Denki asks, finally getting his arms awkwardly around Shoto's tall frame.
We are not brothers in blood, but I consider you a brother of friendship, Shoto simply says. Still hugging him.
I can feel the bromance. It's a lie. Kaminari wails.
The fuck is wrong with you idiots? You get hit with an extra annoyingly clingy quirk or some shit? Katsuki barks with a scowl, finally turning around.
No! We just want hugs, Ochako pouts, still smushed and being swayed against Endro's chest.
Give me all of the hugs. I am the hug bank. Deposit all your hugs here for safekeeping. Ajiro answers through a muffled cheek pushed into brown hair. Ochako giggles as she hugs him tighter.
Bro, this is such a crack story.
This is terrible.
Speaking of...
Sorry to the author.
No, like, we love you, Stan. Speaking of, may I? Sue asks, gesturing to Sarah politely.
Me? Really? He answers. Me? Pointing a thumb at his chest. I mean, I just got done working out. Probably don't smell the greatest, you know.
Bro does not want to hug. She just shrugs, taking a wide step forward and getting her arms around his chest. Sarah freezes up with his arms still in the air awkwardly. He lowers them gently to encompass her slim frame in return.
Shoto pets Denki's back like he was consoling a child.
I beg, I grovel at your feet for mercy. Pat my head just once, Denki asks, still awestruck.
Shoto obliges, patting his head many times.
I can die a happy man now. My soul is free.
Please don't die, Shoto says a bit too seriously.
Keep giving me head pats and I won't.
I can't do this forever, but I can do it sometimes, Shoto quickly offers.
Please! Please and thank you! Denki wails again.
Is this too long of a hug for you, Ashido? Ida asks worriedly, beginning to pull away.
Mina just yanks him closer. Not in this era. Or even in this lifetime. Hug me as long as you want to.
I'm afraid we would be here for quite a while then, Ida admits with a blush, pushing his glasses up his nose before dropping his arm back over her shoulders.
I'm gonna hurl. Katsuki grimaces, turning sideways to grab a bottle of water from the counter.
Ochako sends Izuku a knowing look, nodding her head in his and the blonde's direction.
Okay, here goes nothing.
He wishes the world he wishes the world a hearty farewell and plans to leave his figure collection to Kacchan. All of his pictures are to be split amongst friends and his mom. His favorite shirts will go to Shoto and Ochako. His books to Ida, his only living plant to Tsu. Maybe he can get an All Might themed headstone? That'd be cool.
Katsuki has his right arm up with the water bottle tilted back, leaving most of his side open and unprotected. without
I'm sorry.
Shut up, Charlotte! Wait, I can't name it.
Harper, you bum.
We'll bleep that out. You did not hear that. Without thinking... Without thinking too much on it, Izuku takes the opportunity while it's there.
Running forward and nearly tripping on his own feet, Izuku gets his arms halfway around the blonde's torso. He collides into him, almost hitting the boiling pot on the stove in the process. For one entire second, he smells and feels Katsuki against him. This sensation brings red warmth to bloom from his ears down to his neck.
He expected a fire blast to the face, or punch to the gut, a roundhouse kick to the kidneys, maybe?
Not for Katsuki to choke up a wet lung.
What the fuck is that?
What's that?
I don't know. Izuku, let's go meet... Wait, can we search this up first? I'm gonna search this up after. Izuku... Wait, we can make it the clip. Izuku, let's go immediately. Looking up at him with their
1.5 inch height difference.
Katsuki coughs and spits a mouthful of water into the sink. The bottle gets slammed against the counter.
Kacchan, oh my gosh, are you okay?
Bro, you good? Enjiro asks, reaching to pound a flat hand against the blonde's back.
Katsuki brushes him off. He leans back and takes another gulp of water to clear his throat.
Izuku takes a retreating step back, once those burning vermilion eyes meet his.
Okay, thanks, bye, Izuku shouts, immediately turning to bolt out of the kitchen with a trail of green lightning following him. He hears the others laugh and fall over themselves to follow.
By the time they make it to the safety of Ida's dorm, they're all red-faced and giggling. Izuku tries to hide the small amusement smile that tugs at his lips, but it was really fun.
Catching Kacchan off guard like that, it was something else. A bit of a rush, almost. It was warm, firm, and alive in his arms for all of 1 second. It nearly costed him his life, but it was worth it. He had hugged Kacchan and lived to tell the tale.
We are so doing that again. Ochako cheers, hands raised in victory. Shoto and Jun nod alongside her fervently. Izuku wipes at his glasses carefully with the sight excited trembling to his own fingers.
Well, Izuku is alive. For now, at least.
Slowly, one by one, they return to their dorm rooms for the rest of the evening.
Izuku gets enough time to change into actual pajamas and put away most of his notebooks and homework before his dorm door gets a sharp, rapid knock. Quiet, almost, as if whoever was knocking didn't want to bring any attention from the neighboring dorm rooms.
Izuku expected it to be Shoto with another conspiracy theory, or Ochako with a plate of mochi she calls her girl dinner. Out of all of the 20 classmates, the last person Izuku expected was Katsuki.
But that's who stands in his doorway.
It was a nice life. Izuku figures it was pretty smart of the blonde to wait until later to commit the act of violence, aka murder.
Oh my god.
Shut up, I'm trying to get into the story. It's not my fault I'm dyslexic. To avoid anyone immediately interfering with his
Do restitution. Here. Lock in.
A warm ceramic bowl gets thrusted into Izuku's chest. He scrambles to catch. Oh my god! He scrambles to catch it, eyeing the cling
wrap cover,
still clouded with steam.
Made too much. Eat it or put it away for later. If you waste it, I'll kill you.
Oh, poison. Smart.
Thank you? Izuku says a bit more nervously than intended.
Izuku just nods at him once before turning on his heel sharply and sauntering back down the hall.
The door shuts with a quiet click. Izuku sets the bowl on his desk to properly appraise it.
The kitchen bowl's cling wrap still covering it, still warm, smelling like subtle hints of pepper and fish sauce. Okay, maybe possibly by grace of the higher entities, not poison?
Izuku pulls back the wrap, finding peppered pork sesame stir-fry laid over rice. He ate dinner like a good little feral gremlin child. But for some reason, his stomach growls.
Be a good child for Gotcha.
To be fair, his version of dinner 2 hours ago was a protein shake mixed into his hot cocoa, popcorn, and peanut butter dipped pretzels. What Shoto had insisted was their boy dinner.
I kind of want to try.
Meal idea.
Recipe added. Okay, so Izuku eats it. If he's gonna die, might as well be by Kachan's amazing cooking. And shut up. And not a third party.
Amazing.
That's amazing, Kacha.
That's amazing, Kacha.
Kacha.
And if he tears up a little at the spiced flavor and warm gesture, then that's okay too. Emotions are fine. He has a lot of them. Kind of hard to keep them all in check, but Izuku manages.
He hugged Kachan today, didn't get killed for it, and got a home-cooked meal by Kachan himself.
Pardon his French, but Izuku would admit that he had a damn good day.
Oh my god, his
French. I didn't know you speak French, Izuku.
Kachan, I want to take
Draw me like one of your French girls. I speak it anyway. Stop
wearing just the
necklace. Okay.
Somehow they convinced Momo to join their next suicide mission. What's a suicide mission for Zuko? Specifically, hug Kachan twice in the same week without consequences? Insanity.
Does he want to hug him, though? Yes, of course. Who wouldn't want to hug the Adonis of a man, Katsuki Bakugo? Does it make his anxiety skyrocket to a new highest score? Also, yes.
But Izuku is no coward. And did Shoto promise him no limit quirk?
Shoto did promise him a no-limit quirk questionnaire that even involves his family tree.
How can he say no to that? The possibilities that the new information are endless. Not to mention it'd be kind of nice to hug Kachan again. Just for a second. One measly second of warmth nitroglycerin-scented bliss.
He's had a crush on the guy since they were in diapers. Cut him some slack. Beggars can't be choosers.
This time, the plan has changed. They decide to try catching flies with honey.
Well, they're cupcakes, but same thing.
The smell is definitely enticing. Sue even got the cupcake recipe from Sato. And with Ida's strict measurements and Ochaka's surprisingly good baking skills, the batter turned out great. They're plain vanilla, but all the frostings are different.
Each of them have a handful of cupcakes to top with whatever they pick. 4 dozen of the treats sit out on the countertop, cooling, to ensure there are plenty for the rest of their class, for all of their class.
They aren't free, though. There's a fee. Wait, there's a fee.
Sue whips up a frothy chocolate mixture, using marshmallow fluff as a base for her and Ida. Ochaka's are peanut butter filled, but topped with Sue's chocolate concoction and little piped hearts. Shoto and Momo have already perfected a strawberry frosting with fresh slices of the fruit and sugar crystals to sprinkle over the tops. Ida works on dishes and hands out ingredients and cleans utensils as requested. Toru is their designated spoon licker, as she is also in charge of filming their chaos.
Izuku takes a while to decide what to do with this.
He could just stick with something simple, like vanilla buttercream. Buttercream.
He's gonna cream something
Cream? But eventually an idea sparks to life with a certain fiery blonde's taste preferences in mind.
Cinnamon, ginger, sugar, a pinch of nutmeg and clove, then mix into a smooth glaze and done. Ginger snap cupcakes.
With their frostings done and their cupcakes cooling down, it's only a matter of time before they catch their first...
Ha! Got him.
No.
Oh. So, what's the occasion? Sarah asked, sinking into the kitchen, leaning against the counter.
Ha! Got him.
You get the one member of the Shut up. When you get one of the infamous members of the Baku squad. Wow, infamous. It's gonna mean
infamous.
Oh. Fuck. You're bound to get the rest.
The occasion is that we wanted cupcakes. Sue answers, carrying an empty icing bowl over to the sink.
Why did you make enough for all of Japan then? Hanta chuckles, leaning over to eye one that Sue had just sprinkled with confetti candy pieces.
They're for everyone, Ochako cheerfully beams. We used plain vanilla cake, but the toppings are all different.
Oh shit, let me text the group chat. Sarah had already had his phone in his hand.
Bingo.
Which one would you like? Sue asked, rounding the corner and gesturing on us. I must warn you, there is a free.
Hanta's brows raise. Oh, I don't have my wallet on me, but I can...
I apologize, bad customer, but we only accept hugs as payment this time. Momo half giggles across the countertop.
Oh? Sarah's head tilts, then looks down at Sue with her arms opened and waiting. Oh.
Why was that so sick? A flurry of giggles erupts of them as Sue gets wrapped in long arms and picked off the floor in a tight hug. Hana plops her back down with a wide smile.
Was that enough?
Perfect. Sue nods and then picks up the sprinkled cupcakes and hands it to Hana, blushing.
I heard there were cupcakes! Denki yells.
Bro, was me.
Sliding into the kitchen with only one sandal on, and a laughing redhead behind him.
We didn't miss anyone's birthday, did we? Enjo asked immediately.
Nope, we just wanted to bake cupcakes for everyone, Izuku answers, piling his ginger snap ones onto a round plate.
Ochako made peanut butter chocolate ones, Shoto adds helpfully.
Those are my favorite, Ejiro beams.
Izuku is 99.9% positive that Shuku already knew that. Law and order.
Law and order. You must pay for them. I will not allow a dine and dash in this society. Ida says over his shoulder while rinsing out mixing bowls.
Shit, I didn't think to grab my wallet. Denki turns over his heels to hightail back up the stairs, but Hanta grabs his shirt and collar and yanks him back.
This establishment can only take hug bucks, my guys. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, I needed that.
Fuck.
What? What just...
Our video.
What is connected to my Bluetooth speaker? It only takes 2 whole seconds for the confused to
Himbos.
What? To catch on. Their faces light up with red cheeks and smiles.
Hell yeah! Denki slides further into the kitchen, almost knocking Shoto off his chair with the force of his hug. Shoto pats his head and reaches over to pick a strawberry cupcake off the cooling rack. He waits for Denki to pull away and peels the liner off himself before handing it over. Denki makes grabby hands for the tree, while still pressed against his side.
Andrew already has a blushing... Oh man, if only we were streaming this.
I know people with a Twitch account. We can make it happen.
Let's freaking do... Okay, guys, we're gonna make a Twitch account after this.
Immediately.
Ooh. Oh, wait. Andrew already has a blushing brunette held in his vice grip against his chest. Ochako... Yeah, I made a face, too. Ochako doesn't mind the lack of air as she squeezes back with almost just as much strength once... I guess. Once realized that with a
Release.
fuck. Locked. Was I?
Yes.
Okay. Charlotte, give me a second. Oh, wait, sorry, I need to stop name dropping.
God, Harper.
Fuck, that's mine. Okay, locked.
I'm gonna get demonetized, Harper.
I could be anybody.
Papa's gonna take our money because it's not safe for children.
Who was what?
Oh.
Bro, what child is... Okay, locked. Sorry. Once realized with a blinding smile, she holds up a square plate of peanut butter, heart-topped cupcakes. Andrew picks one up as he oohs and ah over the cute designs.
Am I late? Mina jogs into the kitchen with Kyoka being dragged behind her.
We lived together, for Christ's sakes. How could you be late? Koeda, on the balls of her feet, but still follows, sorry if I butch any of these names, into the kitchen space and eyes with colorful baked goods.
I don't know, man, Hanta says, with frosting at the corners of his mouth and a half-eaten cake in his hand. I might just pay a few more dozen hugs and claim the rest for myself.
You would get the worst stomachache imaginable, Izuku reasons.
But it would be so worth it, Ejiro agrees, cheeks full of peanut buttery goodness. Ochako giggles as she smears a napkin over his messy mouth.
Hugs? Mina asks.
Ida dries his hands and gestures to the counter half covered with little cakes. 1 hug per cupcake, my lady.
Mina releases Koeda's hand and bounces full-bodied into Ida's unsuspecting arms. He recovers quickly and spins her around before dropping her in front of an empty stool by the counter. Payment received. Please help yourself.
Mina squeals again, choosing a strawberry one and getting frosting on her nose immediately. The pink of the topping almost blending into her skin.
God, these are so good. Denki finishes his cake and... Sorry, I just had to.
This is Bonds.
No, I really like this author. I swear it was better reading it by myself. I think it's just because you're... Wait, that's where it was. Fuck.
Hug box. You're like,
God, these are so good. Denki finishes his cake and hugs Shoto for another. Shoto peels the wrapper off again before handing it over.
Kyoko's nose wrinkles up as she walks further into the kitchen towards Momo.
I know you're not a big fan of frosting, so I saved these for you.
Momo holds up a little saucer of two unfrosted cakes without wrappers and a small fork. Kyoko's cheeks turn as pink as the strawberry frosting. She gently hugs Momo, pulls away, and hugs again. Momo bites back a giggle and smooths Kyoko's ruffled hair once the little plate is handed over.
Izuku freezes up on instinct when the fiery blonde walks towards them from the common room.
You would better not leave a mess, or so help me God, I will mop the floors with your heads, Katsuki barks, stomping into the kitchen and past the mass of hugging bodies to the fridge.
Bro, you have got to try these.
Katsuki sneers at the redhead. I hate sweets.
They're not all sweet. Deka made these spicy ones, Ochako reasons excitedly, pointing to the glazed ones.
They're not spicy. They're a ginger snap. Izuku defends his creation bashfully.
Izuku meets the blonde's curious eyes for all of 2 seconds before grabbing the plate and quietly stepping the counter towards the fridge. Katsuki simply glares at the offending treats with his arms crossed over his chest.
You don't have to try them if you don't want to. The peanut butter ones Choco made are really good too. The strawberry ones have fruit slices.
Katsuki still glares at the plate. Why ginger snap?
Well, you don't like sweets, especially cake in general. But, my mom always made us ginger snap cookies when we were kids, and you liked those a lot, so I just thought...
So you made these for me? Katsuki asked quietly, eyeing the plate with less malice than before.
With you in mind, yeah.
Izuku silently thanks his friends for drawing the attention away by pushing more cupcakes and hugs onto the others. Ochako hugs Indro back with the excuse of giving him his exchange, as he already overly paid.
All right, then.
Izuku's head snaps up in shock. You'll try one?
Katsuki shrugs, reaching for the plate. Momo turns her head with a teasing glare.
Don't just give out free samples just 'cause you think he's cute, Midoriya. Don't forget to collect the payment, she winks. Kota sniffles a giggle with her fork between her teeth.
Huh? Katsuki glares at her.
Yeah, man. 1 hug per cupcake, Denki says, still unmoving from Shoto's warmer side, half-eaten cupcake in his hand.
Well, it was worth a shot, Izuku figures. Worst case scenario, Kachan storms off in a flurry of curses and swears the rival's a seasoned sailor. Best case scenario, Kachan scoffs about not paying for crap food and still takes a cupcake.
I would do that. I'm not giving nobody a hug.
Ain't no one get a hug. I get cupcake, you don't get a hug.
Give me this.
This was made for me anyways.
Like, shut up, Twink.
You bum.
Diddy, no. I'm a minor. Whose idea was that? Katsuki grunts.
All of ours, Ochako answers, handing another napkin to the redhead that practically clings to her arm.
Speaking of, one more, my handsome man. Ooh. Mina bangs. Ooh. Mina bangs her palm on the counter and swivels her face to Ida. 2 thick arms squeeze around her shoulders. Ida blushes something fierce, but doesn't let go until Mina starts patting his biceps, mumbling she can't breathe against his chest.
You're in on this? Katsuki's eyes narrow threateningly.
Yes, but you don't have to. Izuku answers, pushing the plate towards him. I just want you to try one. Just a bite at least.
The plate gets taken from his hands. Izuku watches half confused as it gets held up over his head.
Okay, that's fair. A plate full of baked treats are about to be dumped on his head, and Izuku accepts his fate with closed eyes.
You gonna make me stand here like an idiot or what?
Izuku peeks open one eye, so many emotions burn up in his throat. Katsuki's arms are open and waiting. One hand holding the plate above Izuku's head, and the other waving him forward impatiently.
With a jump, Izuku rushes into him, worried that the blonde might take the ultra-rarest of opportunities back. The scent of cedar and pine from Katsuki's antiperspirant spray, recently done laundry, and nitroglycerin floods his senses. Izuku gets his arms around the broad, sturdy torso and hugs. He starts to pull away after only a second, not wanting to be too selfish and overstay his welcome, but a heavy, warm hand lands between his shoulders and pats once.
He hugged Kachan, and he got hugged back.
This is going in one of his journals. One of the best days of his life. Maybe even the best day ever. Even over the day he got a quirk, his UA entry results, or received his hero license.
Rolls a cent.
What a chud! What a simp!
Get a boyfriend already. Okay.
He's trying, clearly.
No, he's not. He's just being weird. The best day ever, because Kachan, Katsuki, Bakugo hugged him back.
Izuku pulls away once the hand falls from his back.
Finger. I was like, what the fuck just poked me?
Katsuki's own ears burn pink, but Izuku chalks it up to the warmth of the kitchen and the oven that's been running on 350 degrees for almost 2 hours while they baked.
Oh. The plate gets sat on the counter beside them, and Katsuki scowls mercilessly at the treats as he picks up one with the least icing. Izuku tries not to analyze the way his smooth fingers pulls down the wrapping, and he looks away for his own health. But the small cake gets lifted to the blonde's lips. He holds his breath for the cough of disgust, but it never comes.
I don't want to read this one.
Fuck. Ew. Fuck. Fuck. Wait. People found our YouTube channel. Shoot. Okay.
Crap.
Fuck.
Shucks.
Oh, shoot.
Shit. They're not gonna watch this far into it, and if they do, it's gonna be like Kenzie. I can't name drop.
Wait, no.
It's gonna be gang.
Kenzie, if this is you, get out!
Stella, stop watching. You bum, go to sleep or something.
Wasn't it Shane? Sean. Sean, I know this is you.
You bum. Get
Okay.
off my account.
Wait. Let's lock in. Izuku's head spins to the side as Katsuki takes another bite.
Do you like them?
Katsuki tilts his head back, peels off the rest of the wrapper, and shoves the rest of the cake in his mouth. Izuku giggles at the sight, getting a squinted glare in return.
You shove cake in.
He loves shoving Izuku's cake in his
Izuku shakes his... Oh, no. Did you get the recipe from Auntie? It's just like the cookies, just in fucking cake form. Katsuki
You sound
asks,
way too sweet for this. Read it more madisonly.
Did you get the recipe from Auntie? It's like the cookies, just in fucking cake form. Katsuki asks, dusting his fingers off with a napkin he snags from the counter.
Izuku shakes his head. I just remembered my mom's cookie recipe. I just sort of winged it.
You've had that damned recipe this whole time.
Another huffed laugh as he leaves his lips. Well, yeah, I used to help make them. They're just shortbread cookies coated in melted butter and then dunked into spice mix and then dusted with sugar.
Fucking hell, Katsuki rubs his forehead.
They
and
cannot
lands.
see you.
How many of these did you make?
Oh, just 6. Nobody else likes ginger snap, and I added extra cloves. I don't think anyone else but you would like them. I didn't want to be wasteful. Izuku shrugs, shuffling his feet.
At the blonde's silence, Izuku peers up at him again. Katsuki sighs, holding out one arm.
At the blonde... Oh. These are mine. You get 5 seconds, not a second more.
Izuku bounces on the balls of his feet and then barrels into the blonde's chest again, knocking them backwards by a foot. Katsuki grunts and then huffs before patting his back again.
1, 1,000. 2, 1,000. 3, 1,000. Izuku starts counting out loud with his cheeks pressing in a very comfortable shoulder. Katsuki snorts from above him. Izuku huffs a quiet laugh back. 4, 1,000. 4.5, 1,000.
Oi! Finger jabs into his ribs, twisting with the intent to tickle.
Izuku yelps, pulling away with an abandoned laugh. What the hell is an abandoned laugh?
Abandoned laugh.
Is it this? No, it's like this. It's like, ha, ha.
The queen never cried. Keep reading.
I'm sorry. Get back to work.
Get back to work.
It's your line.
It is? Where? Oh, no. Thanks, nerd. Katsuki.
Nope.
Sorry. Enjoy your cupcakes.
He's still right. Izuku yelps, pulling away with an... Oh, wait.
You
this
said
one.
that, you
Mine.
mom.
Holding his side. Sorry, enjoy your cupcakes.
Thanks, nerd. Katsuki rolls his eyes, but it feels playful almost. The plate gets snatched up, and Izuku watches as the blonde walks out of the room with even redder ears.
With a giddy smile and a chest full of hope, Izuku finishes cleaning up and fights off a teasing remark and meddling taunts of his friends.
He's decided it's an undisputable fact that today was the bestest day ever. Harper, we're at 44 minutes.
We have to finish the first chapter.
The first chapter goes very far down.
It's okay,
There's a lot of freaking right.
Yeah, we can... Fuck, stop scrolling! I want to lose our part!
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
You're the one who fucking
It's here. No.
You bum, just read it.
Round 3 has Izuku more nervous than ever. Oh no.
A solo run. A one-man mission.
If he thought that the other sneaky hug tactics were death wishes, and this one is a death wish tacked onto a one-way ticket to the afterlife. Number one way to get blasted to the sun. You should write a blog titled "How to Speedrun Death Via Your Childhood Best Friend."
I'd read that.
I would too.
We should write that.
Yeah.
Don't run away as soon as you do it either. It'll look too suspicious. Ochako pats his shoulder endearingly.
Just be casual, Sue asks. Shoto nods. It would be easier to play it off as a form of thank you.
Excellent idea! Request his help with the English assignment. Then thank him for assisting with a hug. Ida nods, fervently as well.
We all know you need help in English, so it's not suspicious at all, Ochako agrees, pushing him down the hall.
Which is how Izuku ends up at Kirishima Katsuki's dorm room, hand raised to knock on the door with his English assignment workbook in hand.
It's no lie that his English grades aren't anywhere near the best of the class. It's also no lie that Kachan is one of the best at the subject.
Izuku is about to burst out of his own body with how much anxiety is rattling his bones, like fresh-coated macas.
Fresh-coated maracas?
What the fuck?
This isn't even a part of their video trend thing. It's just his friends being aggressively pushy about him mending his friendship with his somewhat estranged childhood friend.
Yeah,
he does
friendship.
Have good friends. The best, really. Shoto and Ochako know about a stupid crush and how it never ever went away, no matter how much Izuku might have tried willing it to when he was younger.
Why does he have to have such amazing, supportive friends? Why?
Just knock one time and then run and tell everybody else that Kachan wasn't in his room or was busy.
He wasn't even bribed into this one. It was pure pressure. Shut up. Sure, he was warned by his mom when he started high school about the chaos of peer pressure into drugs, skipping class, or taking part in alcohol-related activities, but no one prepared him for this.
Izuku
Is that
pulls
okay?
Where? Is that a drink?
Alcohol?
Have I ever hit No.
What's that?
Is that a drink? Izuku pulls his hand back into a fist and takes one more breath to try and steady his shaking hand. It doesn't work, sadly.
Where are you?
Door.
The door. The door opens before his knuckles touch the fake wood. Bright red eyes bore to the skin with a murderous intent, then soften ever so slightly. That was almost was he just waiting for
Bright red eyes, murderous intent.
Right there.
Oh, though the blonde's brows aren't as scrunched together at the center of his scowl, there is still a glare on his face.
You gonna tell me why you're just hovering outside my door or not?
Izuku swallows the anxious lump in his throat.
Oh my god, that's good. Log in. Wait, oh my god, I just had a really disturbed. I'll tell you about later. That sounds like a stomach growl.
Gulp.
Again. Damn, we should have had a mic, because then we can like put it up against your throat. That sounds like I'm about to throw up. Fuck. There was a study group earlier and Ida tried to help me, but I'm a lost cause. In a lot of ways, really. But, oh. No. But I was gonna ask for your, his gaze drops
I mean,
slightly.
basically.
I mean, basic. Maybe me just skip ahead. Was gonna
scroll down a little too far.
You're clearly busy, so never mind. I can buy us Momo for...
A hand snatches his flailing wrist, stilling the notebook in his hands. Katsuki glances down, pursing his lips.
You need help with English? He asked gruffly.
Izuku nods, tilting his chin down. The weekend assignment is difficult. Not for you, probably. You're really good at English. You're good at all the subjects, too, so it isn't surprising.
That's why the trash. Okay.
What is it? Oh, it's these? It's tough.
Sorry, post-depression room hits hard when I cleaned it this morning.
Current depression.
Hey, we're past that. My therapist says I'm no better. Okay.
I told my therapist it was better.
Wait, we're recording. Sorry. Fuck. Okay, I think we're losing the plot. So we can. Okay, this was part 1 of this story.
Whatever the heck it is.
Okay, we will continue with part 2. Probably like after taking a 10-minute break because we're bored as hell.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, this was part 1. Please tune in for part 2 and part 3 and part 4.
Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want more. Comment if you want more. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Bye, YouTube. And our 5 Bakudeku Chud ASMR survivors.
Survivors.
Bye.